And wish you all a very good morning or good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the planet, to our meeting on April the 3rd. I'm Mike Wozniak, member of the NMUG board, and it's a great honor to say hello to you all today, and thank you very much indeed for joining us. Sheeta, as you know, is with us and will be moderating through this session. Sheeta, was there anything that you'd like to say before we move on?
I just want to say that I did put the notes for today in the chat. So if you don't have them, if you did not go to the website, we want you to go to the website. If you did not go to the website, please go to the chat pod and download. There's someone in the meeting, I'm sorry, labeled iPad 2. I need you to identify yourself and to mute yourself. Your iPad microphone is on, and I can't mute you for some reason. So you need to be cognizant of who you are. If you're on an iPad, I'm talking to you. Please identify yourself and mute your microphone. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Eckhart, of course, is also with us, our president. And Eckhart, was there anything that you'd like to say before we move forward today?
Thank you. Not really. I'm looking forward to an exciting meeting, and I'd like to welcome Christian as our presenter, and let's proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just my weekly reminder that everything you will ever need to do with NMUG is available on the NMUG website, including our message board, including past classes, if you were kind enough to purchase any earlier in the year. So that's www.naplesmug.com. A couple of announcements before I introduce Christian. First of all, we are delighted to say that at long last, I've been a member several years now, and no beginners session has happened during that long period. But we're working on beginners sessions right now. We're aiming to run them before we break for the summer period, so probably early June. But if you have any friends who are not currently members of NMUG who would profit from learning absolutely from point zero, from the moment that you press the on button, is kind of what we're aiming for. So if you know anybody in that situation, please talk them into joining, because we'd love to see them. I mentioned this last week. Dan, you all know Dan, of course, but Dan has built our fabulous new website. And we're looking for somebody just to act as cover if Dan is unavailable and perhaps on holiday or something like that. So if you have any WordPress experience and wouldn't mind joining us on the odd occasion, please drop one of us a line, because we'd love to hear from you. Thank you. George, last week, came up with this, which I thought was a really good idea. Just before each meeting now, I'm starting a thread on our message board to cover each week's specific meeting. So I've just launched one in the last 2 or 3 hours for today's meeting. So if you have any questions or any comments specifically about the option key and about Christian's presentation today, please use that thread. Just to keep everything tidy and keep everything together. But thank you very much. Next week, Dennis, we haven't seen Dennis for a while, have we? Dennis is back with us talking about latest threats targeting the Mac, and look forward to that next Wednesday. And that just leaves me to introduce Christian. It's really good to see you back, Christian. And I notice you're muted at the moment, so you might want to just hit that button.
Not anymore.
And I will stop my share and hand the floor to you. Thanks very much.
Well, that was quick. Well, all right. Well, let's just get down to it. It's great to be back on the first Wednesday of the month. So today we're going to talk about the option key. So
Christian, you're frozen.
I see that. I saw it there. It just went freezy. Okay, I see Mike. That's
I've
good.
just removed the spotlight.
Okay.
It seemed to happen. Let me just try that again.
Yeah, it's changed when
Oh, we've got you this time.
Okay, good. Nice. Well, yeah, a little bigger now. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the option key, and the option key is it's so important. You've got 2 of them on the keyboard, so think about that. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to learn all about it. So which screen shall we share? How about that one over there? Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, so hopefully you're seeing a little keynote presentation that says Option Key Palooza. Is that what we see?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
Yes, we
good.
do.
So everything you always wanted to know about the option key and probably much, much more. So let's just go through. First of all, what are we talking about today? Well, like I said, we're talking about the option key, and there it is. So sometimes your option key looks like that, and sometimes it looks like this with a little funny symbol. Excuse me. All right, so let's talk about this funny symbol. It's a weird symbol, but it well, we'll come back to the symbol in a minute. So we're gonna have two main parts to our talk today. First, we're going to talk about option key stuff that works everywhere. And then we're going to talk about things that work in different apps. So we'll start with the stuff that works everywhere. Okay, but about that weird symbol again, let's talk about this thing. And I've made it so that when I press the option key, you're going to see it show up on the screen. So you'll know when I'm pressing it because it's kind of hard to see that I'm touching the keyboard from where you are. So this weirdo symbol here, what's this all about? Well, it's one of the weirdest symbols ever. It kind of looks like, I don't know, half of a picnic table or something. But if you think of it like this, that it's maybe a different route. You're taking an optional route on your drive or on your train. Maybe that's it. I don't really know, but Cult of Mac provides this picture, and they say maybe this is it. Well, maybe not. But anyway, just know that that's the way it is. That's the symbol. When you see that weirdo symbol, they're talking about the option key. Because many times you're going to see that symbol in a menu as a shortcut. So we need to know what that means. All right, let's talk about option key stuff that works absolutely everywhere. Okay. Well, option dragging is going to duplicate things. I'm going to talk about it first, and I'm going to show you second. Okay, so option dragging to duplicate. Well, that sounds like fun. It works in the Finder, it works in the calendar, and it works in preview. Well, why don't we just do it in the Finder here? So let's say, you see I have this picture here, and I could drag this icon and put it in a folder. If I do, it's in the folder. It just goes. All right, well, that's what it's supposed to do. But I'm going to undo that and bring it back. What if you wanted to put a copy into that folder? Maybe you wanted to have a copy so you could work on it. Well, if I drag it and I hold the option key, do you notice there's going to be a little plus following me? Do you see a little plus as I drag it up here? So now it's still where I started, but if I peek in here, you'll see that it's also right here. So look, I'll throw this one away, and we'll just do it again in super slow-mo. Okay, so there I just pressed, whoops, try to delete this here. There. All right, so look, if I put this in here like this, it's here, right? Put it out, hold the option key down when I do it, and it puts a copy. So that's option dragging in the Finder. Sometimes you need to make a copy of something. That's how you can do it. Let's look at the calendar. So that seems like a strange place to duplicate things, but when you think about it, suppose I was supposed to do something yesterday, and I'll just say something, okay? And then I want to also do it on Thursday. Well, if I grab it and drag it, it just goes to Thursday. That's not what I want. I want to leave it there. But I hold the option key down and I drag it, it's also there on Thursday. Okay, so I can keep the option key down and drag it all over the place. Okay, so that's using the option key to duplicate in the calendar. let's look at preview. Let us say that I have a picture like this. Opens up in preview. It's also rotated wrong. We're going to use this again later. So I'm over here to mark up. Suppose I want to put some shapes on here. So here's a star. I'm going to take this star and I'm going to fill it in with yellow like this. Okay, so I've put a picture on here for no really good reason, but I might be marking up an image. And if I want to put another star over here, well, when I grab it, it just moves, right? Of course it just moves. This is what it's supposed to do. But if I hold the Option key down, I get a second one. So I'm holding the Option key as I drag, and I'm just making a whole bunch of different stars here. Now that works. That works here. It also works in just about every drawing program you're ever going to see, and in Pages. Oh, and in Numbers. Well, let's do Pages. So we'll go to Pages, and we'll make ourselves a nice new document, and I'll make it a blank layout like this. So supposing here we put a shape in here, I'll put in some other shape. Here's a nice black dot. Well, of course, as I drag this around, it's just dragging. But if I hold the Option key down again, I'm just making copies all over the place. So really easy. Let's look at Numbers. You're gonna get a couple little bonus things here in Numbers. Okay, so let's say I have a new document like this, and let's say here that I want to put the months down the side here. So I'll put in January, if I can type. It's cold over here today. My fingers aren't working. Okay.